start from the top. You know, I'm a big believer that in this day and age, because I'm not famous and I don't really know anybody that's famous, I could do 1 million shows, okay, in the local Dallas-Fort Worth area and not ever make a splash in a bucket as far as having the world know me. So the only way I can do that is by landing big and doing not just only, but primarily big shows. If you stay in a big spotlight, okay, you're going to remain in a big spotlight and you're going to continue to be seen by more eyes, right? Which is why I'm most interested as far as comedy goes in not only, but primarily doing the biggest opportunities possible. Why? Because I'm not famous and I don't really know anybody that's famous. And the only way, when I say fame, just replace that word famous with important, okay, or well-known to the degree of a national, international celebrity, right? So I have to do things that will get me in that spotlight, that will get me that recognition. And I remember one time I went to a comedy club. I did like 8 minutes. This was like 5 years ago or something. And I left that club and I was really disappointed because I realized like this club was like 2 hours away from me. And I made everybody laugh and it was great. I was on a showcase. A showcase is like being on with multiple comedians. And I realized in that moment that I could sell more tickets and be more known and stuff like that if I didn't compete just inside that room. If I didn't just look at the only audience members as the ones that were behind me, because the doors had just closed. And I had like an epiphany in that moment, and I realized that my stage was in front of me. The comedy club was behind me. Not as far as like achieving being better than that, but I'm saying physically it was behind me. And all of a sudden, I started to see everything more clearly and realize that essentially the world is my stage and it's my opportunity. This is my spotlight to be able to use every unorthodox method that I have in my unorthodox mind to be able to get my result. And I can do that by doing things different. I'm also a big believer that if sometimes different is what makes you stand out in a crowd of great, okay? So, I mean, if you think about comedians, what they do now, the majority of the time, they do stories. And that's great. I think that's awesome, right? 100%, no doubt, right? But now, my first 10 minutes, I'm doing nothing but one-liners. Just little quick 1 to 2 sentence, separate, unconnected jokes. Rapid fire, okay? Then I do some misdirection. I actually do magic. And it's really, 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 really funny. And there's one trick at the end, which is actually a magic trick, okay? Whereas the other ones, they're more like tricks that are just funny things that I do. But the last one is actually an actual magic trick, and it's phenomenal. And after that, I switch it up and I go back to comedy. And then I talk about observations. And I really want my shows to be something that is diverse, something that is memorable, and something that is going to spread the word. I feel like between the methodology of landing big opportunities and being different, when you combine those together, that will be, I'm telling you right now, that will be my formula of success. Because I'm not worried about anybody being funnier than me on stage or something like that, because I can be the most different, and I'm confident about that. And honestly, if you have 10 guys that are all hilarious, okay, and then me, I'm still going to be hilarious, but no one does what I do. And I've dedicated like 4 years, okay, to developing this method of stand-up comedy to be different. And why? Because I'm not famous. I don't really know anybody that's famous. So my whole goal is to land the biggest opportunities, to make a splash in a bucket, to get noticed. And when I am noticed, I can't be compared. Because comparison, in my opinion, to be compared by somebody can be one of the biggest traps. Because if they are already established, already successful, and, I don't want to fall underneath somebody's shadows. I want to make my own. Okay? If I can leave a footprint, a memory, right? That's something that's so big and so great that others want to emulate it, that's when I know I'm being successful. And I'm really happy about where I am in my stand-up comedy now, because everything is coming to full swing, right? And I'm about to be headlining a show on September the 25th, dedicating it to first responders, and it's all going to be about them, and I'm not faking it. And if I had a market as far as like my perfect audience, it would be savage guys and girls that love America, they're first responders, they're military, they're firefighters, law enforcement, okay? And above all, they love to laugh, And then not just that, I'll take it one step further. But guys and girls, okay, who, if you're not that position, support them. And then maybe a last tier, right, would just be those that like to laugh in general. You want to know my audience is? My audience is a reflection of what I love and support the most. Okay? And that's you. That's you, the listener. That is you, the listener, and everybody that when I go to bed at night, I know that I'm safe. And so this show that I'm going to do, it'll be September the 25th. It's in a city called Grand Prairie, Texas. And I'm choosing not to make a profit and to have the entire show be free. Why? 2 reasons. Number one, I'm being genuine. I really want to do something for the community and give back and everything. That's number one. Number two, it's moments like this that make you more memorable, okay? By giving someone not just the recognition, but the moment to receive something back. And this is going to be me giving something back to them, okay, and recognizing them. And, paid shows can come after free shows. That's not a goal, but I don't hate money, right? But there's nothing wrong with starting a splash, making an established effort and a statement, and having that statement be free, and letting all sorts of greatness proceed after that. So with that being mentioned, for all the military, police, firefighters, first responders, and everyone else out there that not just supports them, but just loves to laugh in general, thank you so much. I'm excited. You guys are fuel for my motivation. I'm Benja Well Done. Check me out. Peace.